Welcome back. Eskom has gone way over budget. CFO Calib Cassim says the utility has spent 10 billion rand on diesel, over and above the initial budget of 8 billion. Cassim was giving an update to Parliament's Standing Committee on Public Accounts. Now, according to News 24, National Treasury says it will no longer be giving the utility money for diesel and that Eskom will have to approach commercial lenders for the funding. But how sustainable is this, and is there any other way? Joining me now to discuss this is Professor David Walwyn from the Graduate School of Technology Management at the University of Pretoria. Professor, thank you so much for your time this evening. Can you tell us how sustainable is the constant purchasing of diesel to power these backup turbines?
It's definitely not sustainable. I mean, Eskom's budget, of course, is an approved budget through a NERSA process, and they have a certain amount of money that they are allocated to spend on diesel. And just to give you a sense, I mean, diesel, it costs Eskom about 6 rand a kilowatt hour, maybe 6 rand 20 a kilowatt hour to use diesel to generate electricity. And it sells energy at about 1 rand 50 or sometimes 2 rand a kilowatt hour. Of course, you pay more when you are getting electricity in your house, but that's Eskom's retail price. And it's they can't generate at 6 rand and then recover at 1 rand 50. They're just making a loss, and so that's just increasing their debt burden and adding to their problems. So the long-term use of diesel in their OCGTs, open cycle gas turbines, is definitely not a sustainable solution.
Professor, I'm going to ask you if you could switch your camera on for us. Can you tell us what immediate solution should government and Eskom be looking at to deal with supply disruptions at the moment?
Apologies, I didn't even notice the camera wasn't on. But
no problem.
So sorry, if you could just repeat that question to me, just so I get myself.
No worries. So we're trying to get to the immediate solutions that government and Eskom should or could be looking at to deal with supply disruptions. If diesel is not the right solution, then where else do they go?
The only way where else they can go is to fix these coal-fired power stations that they're struggling with. So they need to bring Medupi back online, and they need to bring Kusile back online, and the other 6 priority power stations. But yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is, of course, this is what they've been struggling with since 2019. And so we don't seem to be making any progress. And that's why everyone is saying Treasury must give Eskom the money that it needs to burn diesel. Eskom must burn the diesel that is required to run the OCGTs. And we need to get the electricity that we need in order to take 2 stages of load shedding off our daily routines. So as you can see, we still stage 4 blackouts. And if we were running the OCGTs on a permanent basis, we would be maybe in stage 2. But running the OCGTs is very expensive. I think Eskom has indicated they need 200 million litres of diesel, and that would cost about 4.7 billion rand. So that's not going to happen fast. Treasury have already said we don't have the money, and we're not going to give it to you.
Yeah. Treasury has, however, said that if Eskom were to approach commercial banks to get that loan, that they would support that. Are they likely to get a 4.5 billion rand loan, though, given their financial constraints and ongoing problems?
I mean, I think Treasury could provide a Treasury-backed guarantee. So Treasury guarantees will result in any bank lending to Eskom, even though it's an insolvent organization at the moment. So if Treasury were to come to the table and say, we will ensure that these are Treasury-backed or Treasury-guaranteed loans, then they would get the money. And of course, from Treasury's perspective, it makes a lot of sense for Eskom to get the money that it needs to buy the diesel to run the gas turbines, because the cost of unserved energy, as people keep on making this point, cost of unserved energy is about 20 rand a kilowatt hour. So paying 6 rand a kilowatt hour, if you are going to be saving 20 rand a kilowatt hour in the economy, or you're going to be ensuring that 20 rand a kilowatt hour is what's delivered in the economy, makes good sense for Treasury. They earn a portion of that back in the form of tax. And so if they're paying 6 rand a kilowatt hour, they're getting back a third of 20, which is 8 rand a kilowatt hour, or maybe a little less than that, then they should be doing it. So no one understands why Treasury doesn't want to come to the party. But of course, there are all sorts of financial mechanics behind the scenes. Eskom is an SOE, it can't just get a bailout cash from Treasury, it has to go through a governance process. And so Treasury can only really provide the money in the form of a Treasury-backed guarantee.
Okay. Can you tell us, how does the issue of moving Eskom to the Energy Department assist in the current situation?
Well, that's a very, very important point because actually, in that situation, Eskom would no longer be an SOE. So it wouldn't need to go to the capital markets in order to raise money to spend on diesel. It would become essentially a line item in the budget of the Department of Energy. And Department of Energy then could reallocate budgets or shift budgets around or ask for a budget surplus, and so that it's not subject to the same rules of raising money as Eskom is as an SOE. So in some senses, in some respects, Eskom as a line department within the budget, well, within the Department of Energy, makes it a lot easier for them to obtain the money that they would require to buy diesel. Now, having said that,
I do have to apologize and interrupt you there, Professor. I am so sorry. We've completely overrun with time. But thank you so much for giving us your insights into the situation. Many thanks to Professor David Walwyn from the Graduate School of Technology Management at the University of Pretoria, commenting there on the current situation. Obviously, a lack of money to buy diesel.